gentlemen, introducing from Detroit, Michigan, at 268 pounds, Ric Steiner.
That's the Motor City bad man, Ric Steiner. As I mentioned, Cowboy Bill Watts. I was in Detroit just a couple of weeks ago, visiting with the program director, Larry Ault of WXYZ, the general sales manager, Grace Gilchrist, and Ric Steiner waiting on the arrival of the debuting Sam Houston.
And introducing from Waco, Texas, at 218 pounds, Sam Houston. This match, one fall of television time remaining.
Some exciting events coming up in the Universal Wrestling Federation back in Kansas City, Albuquerque, New Mexico, Chicago, Illinois, Minneapolis, the historic Kiel Auditorium in St. Louis. UWF action coming soon. There's the sound of the bell. Debuting Sam Houston. Former Pro Wrestling Rookie of the Year, a 21-year-old young man with a tremendous career ahead of him, as is Ric Steiner. And I think what you're seeing right here are two of the finest young athletes in professional wrestling. Both men coming from very different backgrounds. And Steiner and Sam Houston showing a little bit of amazement. But as they say, you ain't seen nothing yet. This man doesn't know how strong he is. Sam Houston with a kip up. He's certainly not intimidated, as so many would be. Steiner said he's the toughest man ever to come out of Detroit. He may get his chance to prove that. We'll be in Detroit in the next few weeks. We'll be telling you about that, along with several other great events that you've already heard about in the hour. We hope that you will join us for live UWF action wherever it may be. There's just nothing like seeing it in person. Steiner showing his strength using one arm. I've seen him, he's just in the weight room do some things that unless you see it, it's just hard to believe how strong he is. But Sam Houston with a great fighting heart, an outstanding young man with a lot of agility. And Sam Houston with a drop kick. And quick to his feet. As I mentioned, Sam Houston, 21 years of age, an outstanding competitor. Many of the fans around the country have followed his career, and it has been a sparkling one, especially in the past 12 months. And he's here in the toughest area of all, and a cheap shot by Ric Steiner as a referee. Carl Fergie went between the two men, and now Steiner back to the power moves, and that's just about as blatant and as powerful as you can get. First the fists, and now the kicks. We have 1:30 of airtime remaining in this hour of Universal Wrestling Federation action. Next week, a new UWF Top 10, and we will have a statement from Iceman King Parsons. And there's a great power slam by Ric Steiner. But Steiner did not grapevine that leg, and I think he has realized he made a tactical error there. Houston reaching down and kicking out. That may have been a fatal mistake for Steiner. He should have grapevine the leg there. Sam Houston now trying to get Steiner off balance, and there's a bulldog headlock. Sam Houston caught Steiner with a bulldog headlock, and there's a pinfall. Now that's the way you debut in pro wrestling in the UWF. What a great victory for young Sam Houston. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, right here next week, the new UWF Top 10 ratings will have a statement from Iceman King Parsons. We'll hear some more comments about the penalty box match, and we'll be talking about some tremendous events coming to the UWF in the next few weeks. It's really been a great hour. We hope that you have enjoyed it. As I mentioned, we'll be hearing from General Skandar Akbar next week. Also, the Freebirds. We hope to get a comment or two from Dark Journey involving that very embarrassing situation. For our whole crew, ladies and gentlemen, I certainly appreciate you being with us. I'm Jim Ross. We'll see you next week right here for more UWF wrestling action.